Hi, it's Tanya with Red Cardinal Crafts, and I'm back with another scrapbook. This is a Christmas scrapbook that I've done, and this starts off with a letter, and, well, it's not really a letter. It's about how I feel about Christmas and favorite things about Christmas, what I remember when I was a kid, just our traditions and stuff. So I did a whole little note about that and our traditions and what we love about Christmas. So this starts with our oldest daughter when she was little, and we went to see Santa, and this was her toy from Santa. So I didn't have a picture of it, so I just made one. It was a little Fisher-Price thing with the little stacky rings. And this was our house and how we decorated the front door. And she was only 6 months old then. And that was our tree. This is what she looked like. And then we go on to, this was my grandmother. I think she was, how old was she? She was 87 then. She's going to be 99 this year. And she dressed up like Santa. So from one of the cartridges, I had the little Santa suit. This was the next Christmas. This was at my husband's office thing, and she got a little Tigger, and she freaked out. She was not a big fan of Santa that year. And this was her playing in the snow, and just some of our decorations around the house. And this was in the car driving to my parents' house, and she got a Mickey Mouse because I had a Mickey Mouse for my, well, it would have been her second Christmas. So that was my second Christmas. So when I was that age, I had a Mickey Mouse. And then she was very much into Teletubbies, so she got Lala, and she carried Lala around, so I drew a Lala. So that's the little Teletubby. And then this was going to see her cousins, and unfortunately her new little cousin was in the hospital. She's fine, everything's good. And then this was snow. This was crazy snow. We had a really steep driveway, and so steep in fact that the snowblower had chains on the tires. Yeah, it was bad. So that was our first little snowman that we made. And then we went to see Santa another year, and she got Play-Doh, and she called it Play-Doon. And this was when I was pregnant with the next one, and I did a painting on our window of 3 snowmen. I don't know if you can see it. Of 3 snowmen, and hang on. I did that on our front window, and the snow woman was pregnant. So I did that on our front window for our decorations. And then 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. We've always read that book to them. My husband actually reads it. And this was Christmas Day. And then this was visiting my family. And then this is my oldest daughter. And at the same age, this was my youngest daughter, and I had put them in the same outfit. And I know they look like boys. I don't know. My mother-in-law always sent them blue stuff, so they always had blue things, blue jackets and blue outfits. She had boys, so I guess maybe she was still in the blue phase. So yeah, I loved the outfit though. It was a little polar bear with a little sweater on. I thought that was so cute. So yeah, so they have the little outfit on, and I just wanted to take a picture of them at roughly the same age. This was a little photo shoot I did, and they were kind of fighting a little bit, but then they made up and everything was cute and it was good, and I managed to get some good pictures of them. And Grandma and Grandpa came to visit, and that was our visit with them. And my mother-in-law, she had made all these stockings. It's all needlework. It's a ton of work. And then my mom and dad came up too, so we were all together and had a little early Christmas at our house. This is out sliding and going to a winter parade. And this was Christmas Eve again with their little jammies on, and visiting my family. So we lived about 4 hours away, and we would drive down Christmas Day and go see them. So eventually that was getting a little tricky. It was a little hard to do. My daughter, my oldest one, her and I went to make gingerbread houses with friends. This is my daughter screaming her head off with Santa. I say take the picture. I mean, if they're crying, oh well, they're crying. It's just something you can remember. This was, we went to a winter parade again, and it's freezing cold, so we would just park the car and put the kids in the trunk in their snowsuits, and they would sit in the back of the van. And this was Christmas again, and this was, are we there yet? We were driving to Halifax again, so I took a picture. The kids were sound asleep. My husband was driving, so he closed his eyes for 1 second, just pretend he was asleep, and then, of course, I was pretending that I was asleep. So that was us driving down, and then this was Christmas at Nana and Granddad's, and then visiting with my brother and sister-in-law, and my aunt and uncle, and my grandmother. And this is us playing in the snow. So each year I tried to do what it was like at our house, sort of decorated. This was a project that my little one did for kindergarten. And this was her Christmas concert. So I kind of did leading up to Christmas, and then I would do Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. This was out in the snow. My little one does not like snow. She was never a fan of snow, so it's good that we live in a land of flip-flops. She does not like listening to 'Twas the Night Before Christmas, so she was like totally curled up and did not want to watch and listen. And then this was Christmas Day and our Christmas dinner. That was our first Christmas that we decided to stay home and not venture out on Christmas Day, and then we eventually went down to visit a couple days later to see my family. This was New Year's Eve, and again another Christmas, and baking cookies. So it's just been different things over there. That was grade 1 Christmas concert for school, playing in the snow, eating snow for the first time, and then Christmas again. And this one for here, the little snowman, it was the same as little wooden decorations on the tree that my sister had made. So I just made one like that. And this was Christmas Eve again, and now she likes listening to the story. The 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. Christmas Day, all excited. Our Christmas dinner again, and their presents. I like to stand up their presents and get their picture with their gifts so we remember what they got each year. And then this was one more Christmas, and then Christmas Eve, and then we ended up going to Florida the next year. So I've got that scrapbook. Hang on. Alright, so this one's still in the works, but this was now, we were living in Florida, so of course I had to get a Mickey and Minnie scrapbook. Again, I did this. This was now how we saw Christmas in Florida, and how it was different than our regular Christmases. So I like to just do a note at the beginning. This was in Millennium Mall. It's a really nice mall in Orlando, and they do a beautiful setup for Santa Claus. Really cute. And then we went to SeaWorld, and the little Santa hats there have the whale tail. They got their picture with Santa Shamu. And just how they decorate the trees at all the different parks and stuff. This is ice. If you get a chance to go in December to Florida, you have to go see ice. It's over at the Gaylord Palms Hotel. It's only like 5 minutes from Disney Gates, and it's really cool. Everything is a sculpture made of ice, and they have people come in from Japan, and they carve everything. There's even ice slides, which is so cool. So we went to that, and then this was Spectacle of Dancing Lights. This was at Hollywood Studios, and the lights are all set to music. That was my daughter's first time on Tower of Terror. She loved it, and then something happened, and now she doesn't love it anymore. I'll explain that one later. We went to see a ballet play. It was Bryn's friend. It was the Nutcracker, and Bryn's friend from school was in the play. And this was Christmas Eve, and this was reading the story once again, 'Twas the Night Before Christmas, and we leave Santa Coca-Cola because Santa is on the Coke bottle, so that's his, and we bake cookies. And then Christmas Day and their presents, and then this was walking around Christmas Day. It was just kind of cool. We had a barbecue, and it was warm out, and they're in shorts, and it was Christmas Day, and we were just like, couldn't believe that. These are post-it notes because I have not finished the rest. Actually, this was I'm missing, oh yes, this is lost Disney photos. I could not believe I did this. It was our first Christmas at Magic Kingdom. I took all the pictures, I loaded them onto the computer, then I came back with other photos later on. They all happen to be titled the same code number from the camera, and it says, do you want to replace the other photos? I said yes. Unfortunately, I did not realize that those were the Disney photos that I was replacing. Oh yeah, so lost all our Disney photos. So I'm going to do a page about us and no photos at Disney. So that's coming. That was tragic. I cried for days. I was so upset about that. And then I got over it because we spent a couple other Christmases at Disney. So it's like, whatever, what can you do? This was following year. My parents came down to visit for an early Christmas visit, and they brought my niece with them, and we hid her in a box under the tree, and my kids opened it up, and they were very surprised. So, and that's why my oldest daughter won't go on Tower of Terror anymore, because I took my niece on, which I did not realize that my sister did not want her to go on that ride, and I put her on the ride anyway, and she screamed bloody murder. So now my kids are totally freaked out with that ride, so yeah, they won't go on it anymore. So I do have my post-it notes ready to go with the next photos. So yeah, I just have to get caught up. I think my block with this is that with Mom gone now, it's a little hard to, I'm finding it hard to do the pages with her when they were down visiting and stuff, and it would have been her last Christmas down with us. So, mental block with that one, but I will get back to it and I'll finish that scrapbook off. But, so yeah, so I just wanted to show you my Christmas scrapbooks, and I know it's early, but hopefully I'll be caught up by this coming Christmas. I know it's May. So there's another scrapbook. All right. Geez, I'm on a roll with all these videos today. Okay. Talk to you later. See ya.